Rockers from all around the world, welcome back to MPJ New Album Rock Show, and welcome to my amazing panel, to Paul Matthews, to Trish White, to Dave Green, and myself, Nigel Matthews. Welcome to our new format of our show, where we are literally reviewing, we're not doing Battle of the Bands anymore, we are reviewing single albums, and then once we've reviewed all 6 albums, in about 6 days' time, if you listen to it, we are going to have a result show, where we're going to reveal our album of the month for the albums that we have listened to. So, without further ado, who is our first to be wheeled in and viewed and reviewed? It's Pineapple Thief and their album It Leads to This. So who are Pineapple Thief, if you've not heard of them before? Founder Bruce Sword started Pineapple Thief as an outlet for his music back in '99. Initially the band's name was simply Pineapple Thief. Sorry, so they've added the "the" on. So, okay, after a dialogue in the movie Eve's Bio, Sword later changed it to the current form, in part to differentiate the initials PT from Porcupine Tree. Another English band in the progressive rock scene, Sword released a debut album abducting the unicorn on Cyclops Records, which created enough interest to establish a small but loyal fan base. Sword returned to the Dining Room Studios to work on next album titled 137, and during this time several major labels started to take an interest, causing a delay in the release, which arrived over 2 years after the debut. However, it was arguably the album's variations on a dream that gave the band the boost it needed to reach out to more people over the world. By this point, they were consistently the top sellers on their label, Cyclops. So, who amongst you would I say the Dave Green, or the Trish White, or the Paul Matthews? Well, it's got to be Dave Green, hasn't it? The Dave Green.
The Dave Green. There's quite a few Dave Greens. It's a common as muck name.
Absolutely. Dave, then. So, and just to point out, our absent friends, Nathan and Chris, who can't be with us on the show, Nate has voted. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, this one, I wouldn't say it was something that was normally my sort of style, but it was quite interesting because they're very, very good at what they do. And because of that, while I found myself quite a few moments sort of just zoning out, not really sort of paying too much attention to it, because, as I say, it's not really my sort of thing. But then there'd be other little moments and other songs that would just pull me back in again, and I'd be like, I quite, appreciate that. I quite appreciate what they're trying to do. One song in particular, The Frost, really, really enjoyed that. That's one that I've put on my playlist. Overall, as I say, not really my sort of thing, but I can definitely appreciate what they're trying to do with it, that's for sure.
So would you describe it as prog rock, in your opinion?
I think so, yeah. I mean, that was kind of the feel that I got, and I think that's possibly why I didn't necessarily gravitate towards it, and it's something that I don't think I'd go back to, because, prog rock, unless it's really, really special, it's not really my sort of jam at all.
No.
I think it's a bit...
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, one jam that we do like, and that's a bit of the blonde type of jam, the Trish White jam. Let's sample some jamming.
You want to sample my jam?
I do. Jam it, Trish White. Sweeten us up.
Oh God, I need to compose myself right now.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. So this album had an unusual opening to it, let's put it right, which was quite slow, and didn't really give anything away of what was to come. And I wasn't sure if this was to set the tone for what the rest of the album was going to be like. It steps up a gear with Rubicon. On listening to the album, it falls very much into Black Orchid Empire, White Raven Down melodic progressive rock, who set the benchmark for me in the genre. But the Pineapple Thief are less intense. This album was a nice surprise in this genre. I really enjoyed the tracks that leads to this and The Frost. The album has a very chill feel about it, but punchy moments at times, which mixes well within the songs. It's a grower and well worth a listen.
Well, somebody who's definitely a grower, and definitely worth listening to. Only he's not here today, so we'll go to Paul. Hi, Paul.
Thanks. New show, new depth of level.
Oh, absolutely. Segue into my heart's content, my friend.
Okay. So, look, I find it always refreshing when a prog rock band fails to put a 20-minute track on the album. It Leads to This is aptly named in this respect. All 8 tracks on the Pineapple Thief's 15th album are tightly constructed and with concise songs. There's only the slightest whiff of a prolonged musical arrangement on times, while appreciating that this is a fine album. The only fault that I personally found was it was a bit toothless on times. But at the end of the day, that's down to personal taste. If you want to listen to a current prog rock band, look no further than your search will end up with It Leads to This.
Yeah. So, the good thing about Pineapple Thief is they're not an immersive prog rock band where you're absolutely right, where you're listening to like tracks that are just endlessly just dull. The bad thing about Pineapple Thief is that they're a prog rock band, in my opinion. For my personal taste, anyway. Now, the thing about this album is that you're constantly on the fence with it. I found I was constantly on the fence between actually potentially, a bit like Dave, potentially there were moments in there where I was like, oh, hold on, because they kind of diverge more towards that pop progressive rock kind of feel. And we did Plain White Tees last month, and I found it more engaging than Plain White Tees. And I was always kind of on the fence on it, whether I was really going to like it or whether I was just going to kind of not like it. And I think by the end of it, I probably urged slightly on the side of kind of liking it. It was pretty harmless, I think. I think kind of my cliff notes was like, they were just a bit monotone for my tastes. We mentioned about some of the more heavier melodic kind of rock, and I kind of more steered towards that. But there were moments, I agree with Dave, there were moments where I thought, oh, I could like this, but it just didn't quite tip me over to go in, yeah, this is really, really good. But I think Paul is right. I think if you like that prog metal or prog pop, that sort of, well, it's prog indie almost, they sit across multiple genres in that sense. I think you're going to love it, and I think if you are into this style of sort of music, they're probably one of the best bands out there kind of doing it as well. So a bit like Sea Power, which is an album I absolutely do. I tipped over towards loving Sea Power, where this one just didn't quite get there, but it wasn't far off. So, but there we go.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what I was going to add, that, if this is your sort of jam, musically, they're really, really strong, and they are really good at what they're doing. So I think, it's something you would want to check out, because I think fans of this sort of music will enjoy this for sure.
Yeah, people say to us, why do we would review that? If it's not quite our jam, would we review? Because when we're people on a journey, we need to experience. We want to experience all sorts of rock, which we do. And why don't you come on that journey with us, everybody? Like and subscribe our channel, and tune in to the next show. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to my wonderful panel here today, to Dave Green, to Trish White, and to Paul Matthews. Tune in for the next episode, and thank you very much. Bye for now, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.